With sold-out performances in Lexington, Kentucky, Blake Shelton kicked off his Friends and Heroes tour this past weekend. On his way to Greensboro, North Carolina, and Knoxville, Tennessee, he performed hits like Honeybee and Austin. However, a video from his performance at the Greensboro Coliseum has gone viral. In it, a fan in the front row takes off their prosthetic leg and gives it to Shelton along with a pen so he can sign it. Without hesitation, Blake took hold of the limb and tossed it about the stage like a prop. Then he climbed up to a little table, signed the pen, spilled it, and then carried it around for a bit more while singing Neon Lights. I must say, this is one of the most unique artist signatures I've ever seen. If you're going to get an autograph from your favorite artist, it's wise to get something that will be used or seen often. I must say, this was a brilliant idea, and I'm grateful that Blake took the time to do it for them. Does washing your prosthetic leg ever happen? I have a feeling it won't be getting a wash anytime soon. Lots of people in the comments thought it was the best part of the event, and other amputees thought it was awesome that he and the other artists on the bill signed it. New Jersey will be one of the stops on Blake's tour that continues through March. This next weekend, in New York and Massachusetts, several of his favorite musicians, including Dina Carter, will be performing with him, and Emily Ann Roberts will be the opening act. Morgan Craig performers such as Trace Atkins will be featured at a few of the events. Title with an asterisk: Blake Shelton autographs a fan's prosthetic limb at his Greensboro show, a night to remember. Star-shaped in the live music industry, especially in the Continental, concerts move from being just a boring form of entertainment to an unforgettable event when musicians build emotional bonds with their fans and tell tales that go beyond the performance itself. Country music superstar Blake Shelton had an unforgettable interaction with one of his fans in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Greensboro Coliseum. As the cowboy hat and denim jacket-clad Conchero made their way to their seats that evening, the air was heavy with expectation and excitement. The room was alive with laughing and the strumming of Subel guitars as the audience prepared for an evening of authentic country music. The much-anticipated Blake Shelton made its appearance in town. As the stage lights went down and the spotlight came on, he sang songs that have come to define his career. First level, the crowd went wild with applause. Despite the pulsating pace and mutual happiness, an unexpected moment stole the show among the sea of admirers that night. Shelton, with his usual dazzling smile and flashing blue eyes, approached the audience with warmth and charisma. He opened the act with a medley of his most popular songs, from Austin to God's Country. Despite losing a leg in a motorcycle accident a few years ago, Emily, a vibrant young woman in her late 20s, refused to let her tragedy define her. Instead, she accepted her new reality and made a firm commitment to live life to the fullest. Emily painstakingly customized her prosthetic limb with a unique flair, decorating it with colorful stickers that commemorated her. Emily eagerly jumped at the chance to buy front row seats at Blake Shelton's performance in her city. The show was a much-anticipated opportunity for her to connect with her favorite musician, feel empowered by the music, and follow along with every word of the lyrics. As the night went on, the music sent her heart racing. Blake Shelton took a moment to interact with the audience, thanking them for their support. He waded to the edge of the stage, shared anecdotes that only added to the excitement, and scanned the crowd. His sight fell on Emily, who was grinning with glee, her prosthetic limb painted in bright colors and boldly placed up against the backdrop of the event. From there, the bond would swiftly transform into something much more special. "The barrier, it appears like you have a story to tell," Shelton said, gesturing to her leg. The crowd went wild with applause, sending Emily into a frenzy of excitement. It was an out-of-body experience, just as she had imagined. The audience gasped in surprise, and for an instant, time stood still. With his customary charisma on full show, Blake Shelton paused to think about the proposal before approaching her. The arena buzzed with excitement as she said, "Are you serious?" With a mischievous grin, Shelton said, "What's going on?" as he lowered his trademark black cowboy hat, which threw shadows over his face. The crowd fell quiet, captivated by this sudden turn of events. When Shelton retrieved a marker from his trousers pocket, the audience went absolutely crazy, leaving Emily speechless. Emily, her prosthetic limb adorned in vibrant colors and brimming with happiness, stood tall, creating the perfect backdrop for an enduring memory. "How awesome is this?" "As the marker touched the surface of my leg," she exclaimed. The energy in the stadium was at an all-time high, and there was a palpable feeling of camaraderie when Shelton delicately scrawled his signature, which included the amusing DDL of a guitar, next to his name. It wasn't only the music in those fleeting moments. It was the bonding, the delight, and the acceptance of our unique characteristics. Unable to rein in her ecstasy, Emily had envisioned a remarkable bond with her idol, and now, the incredible sensation was magnified since it was happening right before her eyes, with the audience's cheers adding to the thrill. With their phones poised to capture the remarkable connection, many savored the fleeting moment. The photos, which would eventually make their way online, would depict an inspiring bond. After the show, Emily received a flood of messages from friends and family. Everyone was so happy for her, and some even commended her for the bravery she showed on social media. Blake even stood with Emily for a quick selfie, his arm around her shoulders and signature on full display. The audience went wild, and the emotions in the room were palpable, highlighting Shelton's humility and Emily's unwavering spirit. Hundreds of responses, comments, and shares were received by her post about the unforgettable night. Individuals from all backgrounds expressed their gratitude to Shelton for his kindness and the way he tailored the experience of the fan. Many individuals were moved by Emily's story, which encouraged them to face their own challenges. People who had gone through the same thing as her responded, and they all said that Blake's sincere act encouraged them to be themselves. Weeks went by and Emily's heart remained consumed by the fire from that night. Her prosthetic leg, which had been an accessory before, had transformed into a symbol of her resilience, strength, and connection to a significant event. As the tour continued, she started to receive requests to speak at different events, championing the cause of people with disabilities and stressing the importance of representation in music and media. The story of how Blake Shelton signed Emily's prosthetic leg went viral among his many admirers. Encouraging conversations on the need of empathy and diversity in the entertainment industry, Shelton often reflected on that night in Greensboro at later performances, sharing the message of connection and joy. It was a powerful reminder of the impact artists have on their listeners. For Emily, the encounter became a source of hope. She decorated her prosthetic leg with mementos and signatures from artists she admired. Whenever she wore it, she was reminded not only of that one memorable moment with Shelton but also of the inner strength she had discovered. The concert in Greensboro was truly enchanting, but what made the night unforgettable was Blake Shelton's genuine connection with a dedicated fan. By autographing Emily's prosthetic limb, Shelton made a lasting impression.